This is Transformers96 Earth, another video review. This time we have from the DC Comics Mattel Multiverse from the Wonder Woman movie series, Steve Trevor. Going over the packaging here, I do like the packaging. I think it looks quite nice. You've got a good Wonder Woman symbol in the back there. A nice picture of the character in the movie. Has a little Build-A-Figure label there. And on the back you get a nice picture of the assortment and then the Build-A-Figure all put together and which pieces come with each character. So I'm not big on Mattel. I don't collect much Mattel stuff. However, I have been extremely tempted by their Build-A-Figures as of lately, and Ares being the main one, and really the reason that I bought this wave. If Ares wasn't the Build-A-Figure, I would have skipped this wave. However, with that being the Build-A-Figure, I had to get this, so I did purchase the figures. Going over Steve here, I'm very excited for Wonder Woman. I think it looks like a really solid movie, and I'm hoping that it doesn't disappoint. And I think that it has a really good chance of being pretty solid. But overall, the head sculpt here, looking quite nice. I think that he actually, Mattel's head sculpts can be really scary sometimes. But this one looks solid. Like, it does resemble Chris Pine. It does have a rather large forehead. On this side, however, then kind of resembles the actor anyway. I think that they did a solid job. It's not amazing, but it's certainly pretty good. The hair, I like the effort. I like the fact that they did like a gray and then outlined it or washed it with like a blonde color. I think that that's a great, great effort. However, it's just a little heavy-handed, and you can see a lot more gray than you should, and it does look a little messy in some areas. So I like the idea of the way they painted it. I just don't think it was executed perfectly. The shirt underneath looks quite nice, I have to say. Great detailing on the shirt. You've got the wrinkles there to really make it look like the belt's, kind of squeezing it in. And proportions are very nice. And the coloring's even pretty good. You got a good brown and black at the belt and the buttons, which is good. And then the shirt itself, the white under kind of shirt, is white with a bit of blue or gray washed into it. So overall, I really do like the torso. I think it's done very nicely. The jacket, as you can see, is a bit of a rubbery plastic. But that looks good as well. The coloring on him is pretty nice. Sometimes the colors on Mattel figures can be way too over the top and colorful. However, this one uses nice kind of mute colors. You have browns and then the grays are more mint and kind of olive grays and things like that. So just, it looks a lot more subdued, which is more natural, especially when you're doing a movie line figure. His gun is pretty nice. I don't like the fact that it just says like China on it, like it's just massive China. There's no more information, so that just kind of looks weird. But overall, it does look good. I think that it's a perfectly proper size. The coloring on it, I don't really like. I wish that I don't like this weird gray color that they used. I wish that they went with something a little bit more brownish, and then I wish that here, this has like a blue tint to it, like a bluish gray. Wish that they went with more of a dark gray, I think so with some different coloring, I think that gun would have looked a little more natural, but still quite nice. The legs and everything are pretty good, and the boots are pretty nice. Like the straps on the top there are painted well with a black wash in them. Same thing with the shoes, which I think is great. The only issue I have is that the feet are a little small. I wish that they bulked them up a bit. I think that's kind of a Mattel issue in general. I don't know why, but a lot of their feet on figures are a bit too small, which is quite annoying. Going over his articulation, it's actually better than Mattel's standard, at least slightly. He has a ball-jointed head. It can go up and down, decent amount, and it can swivel, obviously, and then tilt. He has a ball-jointed upper torso, which is awesome. I'm so glad it isn't a waist swivel with an ab crunch. The ball-jointed upper torso is much better. He has a ball hinge shoulder with a hinge swivel elbow, and the hinge goes full 90 degrees. Wish it was double hinge, but what are you going to do? Swivel at the wrist. They have the standard kind of Mattel joint, which is a hinge that goes out and then a hinge that goes forward, and it's actually not very much restricted by his outfit, which is great. A single jointed knee, which goes a little under 90 degrees, I'd say, swivel at the thigh, and then hinges at the ankles. I hope that they fix that eventually, where they get something a little bit better than just a standard swivel at the ankles. Pivot in this scale is really necessary, so I do think that Mattel is kind of stepping up their game. at least with this Wonder Woman line, it seems like the figures are better than your average Mattel figures. However, just in general, they still have a lot to go to get to Marvel Legends standard, but they're on their way. And I will say that the figures in their line are improving. However, their main things that are really doing good, in my opinion right now at least, are the Build-A-Figures. They're producing some solid Build-A-Figures for the amount of figures that you need to buy in the wave to complete them, which is quite cool. So there you go, that's my video review of the DC Comics Multiverse from the Wonder Woman movie line Steve Trevor figure, with the Build-A-Figure being Ares, or the Collect and Connect. Let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.